you are joining us from in the chat. Welcome, Paolo. Welcome, Jeanette. Good to see you. Okay, can you guys hear me all right? Want to make sure you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Yay. Georgia. Welcome from Georgia. Kelsey. Austin, Texas. Jeanette, wonderful. Joining from Canada. Where in Canada? Snehal from Canada. Welcome. San Antonio, Chad, welcome. Alice from Calgary. I haven't been there yet. Arkansas. Savannah, welcome. Toronto, Nova Scotia. Wow. People from all over. Wonderful, Ola. Welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday. North Carolina. Welcome, Terrell. Richard is also from Georgia. Welcome. Birini is from Nova Scotia. Hi, Snehal. You're from Toronto. Wonderful. I've been to Toronto. So as you're joining us, please let us know where you are joining us from. Windsor, Canada. I have not been there yet. And I can't believe it because we're neighbors. And I love to travel and I haven't been there yet. We're just going to give a few more minutes for people to join. They're probably trying to find the link and join us. Chicago. Welcome, Rishi from Chicago. Salt Bay, Marie, Ontario. Okay. Welcome, Rishi. Winnipeg. I have friends there. Welcome, Isnan. I hope I am pronouncing your names correctly. Please forgive me if I don't. And please correct me too. That's always a challenge. Okay. Also, please make sure that your name is correctly on your name area, because what happens is that we give a certificate. Sometimes we have people who are already certified join our program just to see what's latest, what's happening. And so we do give a PDU certificate if you stay till the end, where you get it's 1 hour of PDU, Professional Development Unit, that's what it stands for 1 hour of training, 1 hour of a webinar. So we will be doing a screenshot of Zoom and using the name that you have here and the name that you registered with to put on your certificate. So please make sure your name is as you would want it on the certificate, because we will not be able to redo that. So that is one thing that I wanted to make sure I let you know. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with the certificate with the incorrect name, and that's no fun. Okay. So as we're waiting for everyone to come in, let's get to know you a little bit better. Let me know. Let's do the first poll. Where are you in your PMP journey? Where are you in your PMP journey? You should have both. Yes, people are filling it out. Very good. Those who are just joining us, please take the poll. Let us know in the chat where you're joining us from, and then let us know where are you in your PMP journey. Okay. Some of you are exploring, not sure if it's the right step. Wonderful. Actively preparing, but not enrolled in training. Good. Already enrolled in a training program. Wanting to see what's more here. Okay. Wonderful. Exam has been scheduled and preparation is in progress. Okay. So Urvashi, what are you looking to get out of from here then? From today? Radhika from Vancouver, still not enrolled. Okay, wonderful. A poll should have come up. For those of you who just joined, we're just doing a quick poll. The question is, where are you in your PMP journey? Okay. Okay, Latasha, you've completed, taken the class and taking the exam on July 29th. So Latasha, what are you looking to get out of today's time with us together? I want to make sure that we are able to address those needs since you've taken the time to be here. So those who are joining, you should see a poll pop up. We want to know, where are you in your journey? Natasha, tips for the exam. Want to pass the exam on the first try, definitely. And you will. Just declare it and you will. Yes, we will be sending the recording of the meeting to you, Savannah, in case you do have to leave a little early, but try to stay the whole time. It will be a replay for a limited time. Tips and tricks for the exam. Okay. Strategy to approach. Okay. I have an MS in project management, but should I sign up for a class for the test? Terrell, we will be sharing that with you. What are the requirements for the PMP exam? And we will be covering that for you, with you. Okay, so for those of you just joining, has everyone completed the poll? I'm going to end it right now and let's see what we got. Sharing the results. So many of you here are exploring, not sure if this is the right step, if this makes sense. And many of you, it looks like everyone is about at the same place. There's some who have not passed to the first term, and that's okay. It is a hard exam, and we are here to support you. Happy that you are here to learn more about it. Okay. So for those of you just joining us, please let us know where are you joining us from? And perhaps you'll get the poll. We just did a poll. I don't know if you'll get that up again, but we want to know, where are you in your PMP journey? Let us know. Are you exploring to see if it's the right fit? Are you actively preparing but not enrolled in a training program? Are you already enrolled in a training program and you're here to get to know us better? Let us know why you're here. And if you've taken the exam and didn't pass. Okay, so let's get started and people will join us as they do. Okay. So want to make sure we all know who this is for. Time is valuable, and I want to make sure you are in the right spot. So this PMP Edge is for aspiring project managers looking to get certified and advance their careers. experienced professionals who want to enhance their project management expertise and gain a competitive edge, and leaders and entrepreneurs who are aiming to improve their project efficiency and team leadership skills, and PMP exam candidates seeking expert guidance, study strategies, and insights to pass with confidence. So in a nutshell, this is for professionals who want to level up in project management. Okay, so if you see me looking off to the side, I'm actually looking at you at that point. I have a double screen and which is to the left. Okay. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to look at what are the strategy execution challenge we are facing today, what the PMP certification demand, the PMP examination roadmap, and what are the next steps. We'll have a time for you to ask any questions, and please feel free to ask questions. Don't feel shy. Don't feel like, oh, I don't know, if this sounds stupid. No question is stupid. You've made the time to come here. Ask any questions. This is what we are here for. And we'll also share with you how we can support you, how you can work with us to meet the requirements for the PMP exam. Okay, so another question for you. When do you plan to get your certification? What timeline do you have in mind? A little poll should be popping up on your screen. So please answer that. Is it within the next 60 days? Is it 3 to 6 months from now? Sometime next year? Or do you need more clarity? Oh, I'm loving this. We have some fast track action takers here. Okay. So as you get to know me better, those of you who are saying sometime next year, those who want to work with me know that I get you to take it this year. Why next year? We still have a lot of time this year. Do it this year. Change your answer from sometime next year to at least 3 to 6 months from now, because why not? Don't delay all the goodness that you're going to get from becoming certified. So you can see the results, right? 60% of you are saying within the next 60 days. Wonderful. And some of you saying from 3 to 6 months from now. And some of you are saying sometime next year. 16%, I need more clarity. So those of you who need more clarity, be sure to be asking questions at the Q&A time. And we want to give you a free gift because you've made the time to be here and because you're exploring. We want to give you a gift that's going to help you. So these are the top 10 mistakes PMP candidates make and how to avoid them. Want to make sure that you don't make them and pass on the first attempt. And the guiding principles for a high performance team. This is what we share with our corporate clients or with our private clients. And we want you to have the same thing. So if that sounds good, and you're going to stay till the end, that's when you will be getting this. Let me hear give me an emoji, your favorite emoji, if that sounds good to you. All right, I guess it doesn't sound good to you at all. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Fabio. Wonderful. Snail, great. John, thank you. Yeah, this is going to be an interactive session, right? You don't want to just have me do all the talking. This is going to be interactive session. Okay, so let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Seema Giri. I have gotten my certification in 2007. This was not something that I had planned, which came my way. I've been in this field for the last 25 plus years. And I'm a 6-time international best-selling author. And when I'm not doing project management work and training in project management and consulting, I help professionals, entrepreneurs, anyone who wants to leave a legacy, write their books as well. I'm an international speaker, podcast host, Break Free to Brilliance, and summit host. So quite actively involved in sharing the project management message and sharing the amazing stories you all have. I'm really passionate about reading, travel, and building community. And I've overcome a major chronic illness that had me bedridden to leading a purpose-driven life. So I lead a very intentional life. And believe me, I totally understand when you don't have the courage, you don't have the energy to move forward. Stepping out of your comfort zone is really uncomfortable. I've been there, I've done that, so I can totally relate to all the feelings that you may be having about stepping into your next level leadership. And because of that, I'm so passionate about health and wellness. I'm a co-founder of Crack the Wellness Code, a Silicon Valley wellness movement. I'm also the co-founder of Upbuild Global. And the co-host with me today is Upendra Giri. His journey started from a very humble beginning in Indian village to influencing change across 25 plus countries. This is a testament to his resilience, innovation, and impact. And his leadership has transformed project management worldwide, establishing structured, scalable frameworks from strategic execution. He got his certification in 1999, and together we have trained over 100,000 professionals worldwide, fostering leadership, career growth, and business success. So he's industry trailblazer and award winner of the prestigious PMI's Eric Jennett Award of Excellence in 2009. So he's really passionate about driving social and economic impact, and he's a recognized global thought leader and a three-time international best-selling author. Welcome, Upendra.
Thank you, Seema. Thanks for the introduction. And I'm very, very excited to be here. I see the people who have joined on this webinar, they're from all over the world. And that's the whole idea of technology today. We could be connected in a disconnected world, right?
Yes.
And
And Upin, before you continue, this is a time people are usually thinking in their mind because of our names are the same. Are they related? How are they related? And generally we get that question at the end when it's Q&A time anyway. So let's reveal the mystery. So guys, we are partners in business and partners in life. We are, Upendra's my husband, and that gives another unique perspective in this project management domain area, that we are one of the rare couples that are running the business together, and both are certified. And the reason both of us are here today running this webinar is because we are so passionate about it. We want to make sure that we are giving you all the information that is that you need, because we found when we had our team members do these presentations, a lot of questions would come up. Every person's situation is different and unique, and we want to make sure that we are giving you your personalized info and can give you the information much faster. So, okay, why don't you start us off with our next section?
wonderful. It's amazing how things are changing in the world. It's scary at the same time. That's where the opportunity lie. You know, whenever this shift is happening, and the shift this time around is very different. Being in Silicon Valley for over 3 decades, and if you notice, there are three types of people in the world. One, those people who are changing the world, very small percentage of those people. And there's a smaller percentage further is people who see the change happening firsthand. And then there's a huge population out there where you see they have no idea how the world has changed for them. So all of us, we live in a very different world, in the world which we were born to begin with. World has changed so much, and the change is happening, is coming on us way too fast. And the failure or success is very relative. So in relative and transient time, having gone to more than 25 odd countries, having worked with large enterprises, having worked with the government agencies, I've come across to this, and I relate with this particular slide, which you see that most projects fail or they struggle to deliver the value they're supposed to deliver. Only one third, barely one third project get executed successfully. So as I said, success is relative. It's the perspective which we have to keep in mind. And perspective changes as the times change. So having gone through, most businesses face these challenges. Dr. Harold Kirshner. How many of us know about Harold Kirshner? Do you guys, can you just put in the comments, do you know about this gentleman? He's one of the 30 in the project management space, and I resonate with his work. And so I would say uh, most people are saying no, I can understand. But, I came across a book in it was towards 1999. And that really changed my perspective about how we look at things. So most times what I see and businesses face, these are the alignment of the things. Why do we do certain things in the enterprises? So the alignment of the initiatives. So that's where the challenge lies. And that is tied with why do we do certain things? Because why is never answered properly. That's one question which is always in people's mind. And that goes from top level, the strategic level, the top level, to middle management, to the lowest level, because there's a misalignment. So the misalignment is then happening. It means that their chances of what we want to achieve is goes for a toss. On top of this, now we are living in a very heterogeneous society where people are so focused, laser focused, hyper focused, they want to change the status quo. When you're trying to change the status quo, everybody's bringing the difference, bringing the change. Whether you are a project management person, you are a change maker, uncertainty in innovation in project is increasing day by day. Then comes where the decision making and the governance. So when we talk about innovation happening faster, of course decision making gets questionable, and the governance guardrails go for a toss. That's another challenge. And within that ecosystem, a project manager does not need only to survive. The project managers are expected to thrive in that environment. And on top of that, digital transformation, especially AI around the corner, a lot of people will ask me, will AI take away jobs from people? I would say, of course, it will take away from jobs from people. For those who don't take an action and adapt, adopt, lead, and execute, using AI is a powerful tool. So the differentiator would be from a loser or people who bring the change happen, would be that differentiator, adoption and adaptation. The project manager of the future will need to be of hybrid in capabilities. They have to be business leaders, they have to be technologists, and they have to be focusing on right things. They have to be strategists at the same time. Earlier, there was a concept that you would have dreamers on one side and doers on the other side. Now, today, the world has come to a place where the person has to not only dream, but they have to deliver within the same body. I mean, that's where we are. What are your some of the biggest concerns about navigating in today's professional landscape? Could you please write a word, a sentence? So I want to understand where are you guys are. So let me know in the chat, what do you see and how do you feel during these current turbulent times? Could you mention something on the chat? Tech changes, Snell. Competition, absolutely. Age could be reason, but well, we will deal with it. Layoffs, of course, happening. getting proper guidance on the issue. Most people, okay, I'm alarmed, but also inspired. Wonderful. Excellent. So we got some perspective. Change management, absolutely. Without saying, this is one of the most difficult aspect of life today. Mergers and acquisitions and changes. Richard, absolutely, I agree with you. So we got some good insights because that will stimulate our conversation, not ability to presentation work. What are you alarmed by? Trying to adapt and find the right way. Absolutely. Because when chaos is all over the place, the finding clarity becomes very, very difficult. So the whole objective of PMP certification, let's understand where the demand is, where this world is going to. So let's understand what is PMI, what do they do, and how it had come to in existence. Well, PMI and I am in the same age, 1969. We were both born. PMI was born in Philadelphia. I was born in a village in India, and I've been married to this organization for more than 25 years. I just fell in love with this, what they do. Not only they do research, they tend to stay ahead of the curve always. Before it hits the world, they want to lead the world as the changes are happening in the world. So through this certification, education, research, advocacy, or PMBOK is their Bible, by the way, project member body of knowledge. We are living the 7th version of PMBOK. When I took my PMP in 1969, oh, sorry, 1969, I was born, but 1999, that's when I got my PMP. And since then, I have been so stuck with this whole philosophy of helping people go through the change. So let's understand, roll this video, and let's understand what's the opportunity like.
As we adapt to new ways of working and prepare for future disruption, organizations will see a growing need for skilled project managers. The PMI 2022 Jobs Report showcases emerging sectors and trending industries where project leaders can find opportunities to drive growth and innovation in every region of the globe. Countries in the Asia-Pacific region expect their economies to grow in 2022. Meanwhile, talent is in high demand in many countries and industries. While China's economy has experienced a slight slowdown, a number of factors should contribute to increased project activity, including consumer spending increases and China's energy transition plan. Supply chain disruption and rising energy prices, along with rapid digitalization, are driving an increased demand for project professionals in Europe, especially in IT. The current conflict in the region will have long-term humanitarian and economic consequences that will require response. There has been a spike in demand throughout Latin America for project managers, particularly in the technology and manufacturing sectors. Rebounding oil pricing, government investment in high-profile mega-projects, and international events like Expo 2020 Dubai and the 2022 FIFA World Cup promise to reinvigorate the region's economy and need for project managers. The Great Resignation and supply chain problems have put job seekers in high demand in the US and Canada as companies look toward automation and digitization to protect against future disruption. Despite the pandemic, the global demand for products manufactured in South Asia has continued to increase over the past 2 years. As a result, companies are willing to invest more in project managers with strong innovation and leadership skills. Nearly a third of global aid, roughly $32 billion, is spent in Africa, and that's fueling new development jobs across the region, up to 45% of which will need project talent. The demand for project talent is high around the world. Are you ready to take your career to the next level?
Great. Well, if you look at this particular slide, the opportunity is huge. Why I say this? By the way, these numbers, if you look at them, right before COVID came, lot of beliefs changed and a lot of new beliefs were created. And that brought a huge opportunity for change makers. So in a project management oriented employment or project environment related employment has huge possibility and potential from 90 million to about 102 million. So there's a gap of about almost 25 million people have to be introduced to this ecosystem by the time it's 2030. So we are left with 5 more years where a huge influx of the people, the change makers are required. By the way, these numbers are not necessarily, if you look at last 2 years, AI has all of a sudden come in. That is bringing huge amount of change further. So these numbers would change all of a sudden to magnified numbers, and which I'm going to talk about very shortly. But look at what is happening at various level in the organizations. So most of us on this call, they are probably coming from a project management mindset, getting things done, scope, time, cost, quality. Around these triple constraint, it's nothing but the um, iron triangle. That's what we had been focusing for. But then you go to program management. That's where you look at benefit realization. That's where people are moving towards getting, not only getting things done, but delivering the real value at the enterprise level. Then goes to doing the right projects, right things. That's where ROI is all about. Living a purpose, passion, and meaningful life, not as an individual level, but as a team, as an enterprise level. So this is the focus. So you would see that while execution is important, doing right things has become even more important, because U-turn in life could be very expensive. By the way, having worked with various people, having lived in different parts of the world, having seen firsthand, I can share two things which come to my mind today. One is that while you must have noticed, some of you guys must have received a call from my side. I've spoken to some of you guys on the call, and where I pointed out that you don't have to get into project management when you get a 10 years of experience. Your children who are in final year of any discipline of any, whether they are doing engineering, arts, science major, whatever, you get involved in project in life every single day. For that, you can be educated at the college level. And that's where PMI has this beautiful certification called Certified Associate in Project Management. So you don't have to wait for whole uh, lifetime to get into project management. So you could be fresh out of college, could get into project management, right? Next is Rishabh, I'm gonna come to your questions. Just hold your questions, and guys, my team, remind me these questions which are popping up. I want to address them. But once we move to project management level, you need to look at which certification really is important for you. I have spoken to various people. They think that they don't qualify to take a PMP certification, although they had been in this working environment for 10, 15, 20 years. They feel that they have not been contributing to the project environment. And that's where I recommend that those people who are in doubt, definitely share your resume. Let us review it. Let's look at them and then see which certification you should be qualifying for. By the way, the most strategic, and if you notice that there are 1.5 million PMP certified in the world, program management is only 10,000, and the 3,000 only portfolio management certification. So it would probably make sense. It will make very much sense that you look at which one would qualify. So all those people who have these questions, I have this doubt in my mind. I'm not having, so we have a session which Seema would be announcing very shortly. Just wait for the time towards end, you will get the clarity around it. So most companies come to us. Upendra, we got certain people certified, sparks, PMP, PGMP, PFMP here and there, but still we are not able to deliver the value to the entire enterprise. These are the roadmaps which we create for companies. We work very closely with the leadership when we define why they exist as an organization. What is the meaning and purpose? For meaning and purpose, for the value realization at a portfolio level, program level, project level, and workers level. So look at this landscape which we create. So doing right things, doing right way, and doing right for benefit realization for the enterprise wide, because you are a winner or a loser together as a team. So we work with, as I said, individuals, teams, and enterprises. But the question is, which certification is just apt for you? Because not every certification is right certification, because your purpose of being on the planet, I always say this, you're born at least two times. One, when you are, of course, you celebrate your birthday. But second time, I always say it, when you know why you exist on the planet. The day you find out why you exist on the planet is your second birth. And I'm talking about your second birth. It has not happened. We are here to guide you, coach you, mentor you, and hold you. See to it that you live your life fullest to start with. So look at this particular scenario where this gentleman, you know, uh, attended my session about 15 years back. And last year, he asked me if I could help his entity, his organization, because he wanted to build a culture in his company. This entity, it's called Lombardi. They are into engineering and they wanted to get their people certified. So I led a transformation exercise for them, uh, locked in a hotel room for 2 days. And this is PM for all. That was the session. It was not a PMP certification. It was not for any other certification. Project management for everybody in the company. That's how we do the cultural shift in the organizations. So let's hear from the CEO himself, what he has to say.
It's been 15, 16 years back that we met for the first time, and the impression was so strong that I remembered him after 16 years, and finally we could reconnect. 2009, I thought of looking for something to improve my project management skill. What was most impressive about the program was the content certainly was, but the person was more interesting. After 15 years, I was sitting with my team, and we'd been talking about having a project management primer for our team. We found Mr. Giri on LinkedIn, and I think within 10 minutes he replied. They curated a program for us. We conducted a 2-day PM for all program. My feedback was people gained a lot out of that. So, and we intend to do some things together to improve basically improve the skills of people.
Right. So having heard that, question is why? To me, why? If you can answer why, I think that's where we really get into deeper discussion. Why are you considering PMP certification? Could you just type your answer? Or, oh, this is a poll. Wonderful. So could you just attempt this poll, everybody, guys? I guess it is over. Can we share the results? Wonderful. Career advancement, gaining new skills, increasing job security. So if you do one, the very first one, everything is taken care of. Excellent. That's exactly what we are here for. To me, project management, the PMP certification has contributed so much in so many people's life. And for consecutive years, it has never been a stagnant certification. I believe if anything is stagnant in life, you are approaching death. But this certification has been always moving up and up and up. And I have witnessed it for last 25 years myself. So average person who gets average salary in America, North America is $143,000. Forbes talks about it in 24, 25, and all CIO ranking had been rating this certification. So this has become the gold standard in project management. You must be wondering what employers want and what does PMP certification deliver to you? Why employers want to see, do you have the capability? The process of PMP certification delivers that. People want to have predictable success rate. Yes, of course, risk and improve outcome is delivered by if you go through certification itself. Companies want effective leadership because we emphasize so much in communication and people skills and also power skills. People are looking for agile and hybrid approaches. PMBOK 7th version, the latest certification, is able to handle the hybrid and agile approaches. And then, of course, cost efficient and risk mitigation, whether it's quality or talent development and retention. This is what answers the career growth. And that's everybody wants from this particular session. And it's a global consistency, no matter which part of the world you reside in. This certification delivers the value excellence, no matter which type of projects and which territory, what skill set which you have, which domain expertise you bring to the table. It brings a connecting capability for people to excel in their professional lives. So with this, I just wanted to put a full stop to my conversation. Let's go deeper into how do you go about getting the certification. So Seema, it's your play now.
All right, thank you, Vin. Okay, so we do have limited time. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly so we can make sure there's enough time to answer any questions. But it looks like we might be over by maybe 5-7 minutes. So if that's okay, please let us know in the chat. That's okay, because we do want to give you the full information. So today we're diving deep into the PMP certification. So step one is for you to make sure you meet the eligibility criteria, right? So you have to have about 3 years of project management experience if you have a bachelor's degree, or if you have a associate degree or a high school diploma, you need to have about 5 years, so 60 months of project management experience. Along with that, PMI wants you to have a 35-hour formal project management education, which we'll be sharing with you in a little bit. So that's step one, right? To make sure that you meet your eligibility criteria in terms of experience and then in terms of having the formal education. Step two is then you complete your application on pmi.org, where they will ask you what kind of projects you have worked on, and to show the number of years of experience that you have. Now, you need to have project management experience in a linear way, right? Many of you are probably working on multiple projects at the same time. So the projects that you're working on the same time cannot be counted together. It has to be in a sequential order. And you can use any projects you've worked on within the last 8 years. Step three is to schedule the exam. So it takes about 5 to 10 business days for PMI to approve your application. Once your application is approved, you get to schedule the exam, and then you get to make your payment. It happens all during that process after your application is approved. Once you schedule the exam, so during this whole time, you're doing your preparation, you're studying for it, and now you're really preparing for the exam. You've joined a training program to get your 35 hours contact hours, and you're following their guidance and studying. You take the exam and you pass. What we're really proud of is that many of the people that are working with us, we have a really high first attempt pass rate, about 98% of is that. Okay, so what is covered on the exam? So this is a PMI talent triangle. The project managers, you're working to balance the competing constraints, the competing constraints on the project with the resources available, right? So while you have to have technical project management skills, you also need to be able to make sure that you're using the right approach, you have really great interpersonal skills, and you understand what the business objectives are. So that's what ways of working covers, is making sure that you know the predictive way, the agile way, and the hybrid way, and knowing when to use these approaches. Then is your power skills. This is your critical interpersonal skills with your leadership, influencing ability, and empathy, and how to really utilize this to make sure you're meeting your stakeholders' expectation, and overall understanding what is the purpose of the project, what is the business strategic objective with this project, and being able to lead your project to the success that the organization wants. So that is what is covered on the exam. So predictive, also known as waterfall, this is really what follows a very structured sequence approach, something that you'll be probably used to. So if you're in military, if you're in science, defense, construction, this is what you're probably used to leading way in this way. Then we have agile. Agile really prioritizes flexibility, iterative progress, and continuous feedback. And hybrid, this is where you, as a project manager, get to decide, you get to take the best of both worlds, having a structure along with flexibility. Let's talk about the exam pattern. You are going to have about 180, not objective questions, but you'll have a scenario-based questions. You're going to have your classic multiple choice questions, multiple responses, and matching and hotspot. You will also have a duration of 230 minutes, which is almost 4 hours, with you have 180 questions to answer. You're only going to be scored on 175 for the final marking. They usually throw in about 5 questions to test us on to see, how people do with the level of difficulty. They make a few changes. But you're never going to know what those 5 questions are. So that's usually the next question people have. So nope, you're not going to know what they are. But what's wonderful now, which was not there when I took the exam, is that you get to have 2 10-minute breaks, which is not counted within your time. We could take breaks, but it was counted within our time. It does say optional, but I highly recommend that you take those 10-minute break. You're going to need that. And the questions are not going to follow any order. They're going to be randomly mixed across all of the process groups. When I talk about process groups, it's initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. The acronym I use for this is IPEC. I for initiation, P for planning, E for execution, first C for monitoring and control, and second C for closing. So would you like to know what is the percentage of questions against this talent triangle? Would that be helpful? Let me know a yes. But you know what? I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay, let's go. So the first, so for ways of working, which is all your processes, 25% of your questions are going to come from the predictive method, 10% from agile, 14% from hybrid. From people skills, which is a power skills, 21% is going to be from predictive, 10% from agile, and 11% from hybrid. And for the business acumen, you'll have 4% from predictive, 2% from agile, and 2% from hybrid. Now, many people think, Seema, I don't have to spend a lot of time on business because it's only 8%. But that's really important section. So don't think just because it's a small amount, you don't have to spend that much time. PMI just did a research on when project managers really understand the business acumen, what kind of difference does it make on the project? And they saw a huge increase in project success just by understanding the business acumen, understanding your business environment. So that's really critical. So don't overlook that. It's a small percentage, but a key area. So we talked about what the certification prerequisites are. I'll go over it again here. Bachelor's, you have to have your project management experience. bachelor's degree with a minimum 3 years or 36 months of non-overlapping professional project experience, right? And then if you have a secondary degree or high school degree or associate's degree, minimum 5 years or 60 months, and then your 35 contact hours. It's really simple. You fill out your application online at pmi.org. You need to put in your project title, your start and date of your project, start and finish date of your project, what kind of approach you used to run that project, your team size, what was the project budget, project description. You also need to put in who your supervisor was, because sometimes you do get audited and they would like to, they will get confirmation from there. There is about 20 to 25% chance of getting randomly audited. I know it sounds a little frustrating, what's going to happen, but they simply just want some additional information. They will let you know what information they want from you, but typically it's going to be some kind of audit documentation requirement, maybe copies of your degree or your certificate, your signature from your supervisors or managers, or copies of your 35 contact hour education. And once you submit that, can take a couple of weeks for you to gather all these things together and send it to them. But once you do that, usually you get approved. So now let's talk about the exam fee structure. Now it's different for different countries. I'm giving you information for US only. So please check the PMI's website in your country for more accurate info. So we highly recommend you become a member of PMI. You get a host of benefits, and to be a member, it's $164. You get to be in PMI's ecosystem. They have the job portals. They have a lot of webinars where you can upgrade your skills, and you get to network. They have several events as well that you can really build your network, get to know people, and build relationships in various countries as well. The certification fee for members, it's a little bit less. It's only $425. And if you're not a member, it's $675. So if you're a member, your total cost for the certification is going to be $589. And this is going to be paid to PMI. Okay. What I love about this PMP certification is that it is an active certification, which means that you have to continuously be upgrading your skills in the project management area. So every 3 years, you need to renew your certification by having 60 professional development units. So like I said earlier, 1 hour of learning equals 1 PDU. And if you're a member, it's a $60 renewal fee. If you're a non-member, it's $150. So this is going to be really important. Once you get certified, mark your calendar date of when you want to renew this by, and make sure you have your 60 PDUs there. Now, if you forget, they give you 1 year grace period to get those PDUs and renew your certification. But if you miss that 1 year, you will have to take the exam again to get your certification as well. Okay. And if you don't pass, if you typically don't talk about it because with us it doesn't happen, but in the event you're curious, if you don't pass on the first attempt, you can retake the exam. You can take it up to 3 times within the first year. And if you fail all 3 times, you have to wait 1 year before you can retake it. There is a fee for every time you take the exam. So that is additional cost for you if you don't pass on the first time. Okay. Now, is it okay if we share a little bit more about us and our work experience? Yes, the exam is online and it can be done remotely with the webcam open, but I highly recommend not to do that. And I will share that a little bit later. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so a little bit about us. We provide end-to-end project management services, from consulting to setting up your PMOs, to project portfolio management, to your organizational change management. So that's on the consulting side. On the academy side, we do corporate training and development, we do coaching, mentoring, and assessment, and we also work with government and large enterprises. So we've been in business over the last 25 years. We used to be known as Asterix. Now we are Upbuild because of relevant times, being relevant and updating ourselves. We've served more than 500 customers worldwide in 25 countries, and we've trained 100,000 plus now with the professionals and corporates. We're really proud that, since 2002, we've set up over 100 PMOs and of course trained more than 100,000 people. And we really have been able to help start, scale and really increase the project management community. In India, they had been trying to set up the PMI chapter for several years. When Upendra came and he took over, he was able to establish that and have several conclaves. With the kind of work that we have done, really passionately dedicated to making sure that, everyone that we could possibly touch the lives of be benefited from project management experience, from project management domain. And if you look at your life, people say, I don't have this experience and I don't have that experience. We have been able to utilize this within our life because everything you do in life is a unique project, right? Everything has a beginning and end. From the time your child is born till you set them off. We've recently become empty nesters. That's a project. So if you start looking at things in life, many things you see is like a project. So, the work that we are most proud of is that we have been, we have been able to support our troops who are ready to come back home and come into the civilian life, get them ready for the corporate world through our project management training, whether it's here, whether it's in India. We worked with, several organizations. We have, we've touched the lives from companies like Airtel, from Dell, from the government, from Google, from Nestle, you name it, and we've been there. But what we're really most proud of is just from the passion of wanting to help others, just from the passion of seeing how we have been able to come from humble beginning to where we are today. Upendra has been recognized by PMI with the Eric Jennett Award of Excellence, and would just want to share this amazing moment for us.
And now, the PMI Eric Jennett Project Management Excellence Award. This award is named after Eric Jennett, one of the PMI founders who served as president, as chairman, and secretary of PMI in the 70s. He was instrumental to the creation of PMI regional seminars.
The Eric Jennett Project Management Excellence Award recognizes an individual who makes an outstanding contribution to the project management profession through an act that demonstrates leadership and initiative while advancing project management concepts, practices, and theories. Mr. Upendra Giri has been instrumental in laying down the foundation for project management practices in India. He is the founder and trustee of PMI North India Chapter and the charter member of TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs. Mr. Giri has served as a trusted mentor for government bodies and public sector organizations, helping them select the right projects and create framework for project management implementation. Many government institutions, such as the National Informatics Center, an organization responsible for total IT support of all governments of India, and the Irrigation Department, attributed their project success to the right project management implementations guided by Mr. Giri.
Our Eric Jennett Project Management Excellence Award recipient, Upendra Giri.
So You know, we worked very closely with the PMI leadership. We worked with Gregory Ballestero back in 2009, now with Pierre Lemon, in really coming up with some cutting edge things. Recently, they've announced initiative for startups, which we are working very closely with them on that too. We also love giving back. We do our quarterly lecture series where we have experts from the industry come and share about what's happening latest and we have from various industries, from construction, from aerospace to IT, to you name it, and we have them come as a guest speaker. If you have an expertise in any area, we would love to talk to you about showcasing your expertise and your experience in the project management area. So this is where also you get to earn your PDUs as a speaker, as a attendee, and really it's a lot of fun and good expertise and experience to get. So one of our alumni was a recent a speaker, and he was sharing his experience of how it has really helped him change his life with the certification and the mentoring we had done with him and for him over the last couple of years, last 15-20 years. So he joined us when he was just entering into management roles, just started into his leadership, and he felt he needed something else to make sure that he was able to deliver the company's objectives. So let's hear what he has to say.
I owe the success of being a decent manager and further into the career to Upender Giri sir, because when I met him, I was on the edge of getting into the managerial line or the track. And he guided me, he mentored me, not just for PMP certification, but even from the practical stuff. What should be your mindset? But how should you operate? His objective was not to get a PMP certification done. His objective was to create a good manager in the IT industry. I have been hearing a small phrase for last 8-10 years worded as customer success. But honestly speaking, I mean it. I have seen it in action during the year 2010 when you guys again helped me to get the PMP certification done. So you guys just don't focus on the certification or the training. You guys just empower the new members of your family to be successful. So that's what I have seen. Our success is your success. That has been your motto for Astrovix and Upbuild. And I can easily vouch for yourself, for Upender Giri sir, and for the entire team that, guys, once you will join here, nothing will be left behind to stop you getting that success. Second thing is you and Upender Giri sir both have this kind of magnetic personality. Once they will beat you, no one can ever forget either of you.
So we like to really, you know, like he said, Ritesh said, we consider everyone like our family, and we do whatever it takes to help you cross that finish line. Your success is our success, and that's how we live by. So this is a 4-day program that we have. It's called PMP Fast Track. You get it's 4 days, 35 contact hours. You'll get practice exams, study materials, and session recordings. So this is your career accelerator. It's hands-on guided PMP certification prep. It's, you know, you have real world frameworks with real-time feedback. So this is where a lot of people also bring in challenges that they're having within their own work. And we brainstorm and come up with solutions within the workshop as well. And you get support from application to certification success, everything in between. Many places we find that we need to support really around mindset, and we'll help you with that as well. So let me give you a quick overview of our workshop. So we all start with the business environment. We follow the PMI's exam content outline. So we'll cover the exam, the business environment, initiating the project, planning the project, executing the project, as well as monitoring and control and closing the project. So this is the entire framework that PMI has on the global best practices. And when we run the workshop, we first get a baseline to see where you are. So we'll give you a short exam and we'll see where are you right now. And then we, to help build the understanding, we'll share case studies, we'll share templates, we will have a Q&A after every session, make sure we clarify any doubts you have, and at the end, we give you a simulation exam. Now, from the baseline to the simulation exam, you will see a huge increase in your understanding of the best practices and the way to approach the exam. Right. So some of you are here for the tips. One tip that I can truly give you right now is to make sure you read your questions carefully. People don't read the question carefully. They're like, oh, I understand what they're asking, and then they get it wrong. So don't count on your experience. Number one, if you answer based on your experience, you're going to get it wrong. You have to think from PMI's perspective. And second, read your questions very carefully. So following all of these guidelines, Nathan has said to me that, Seema, because of your instructions, I passed my PMP exam on the first try, and he didn't do any additional studying on his own. It was the 4 days, but he really made me work. I gave him the exam simulation exam, and I think it was about 140 questions. He asked me to explain every single question. So he understood what the thought process was and what to look for, and that really helped him pass the exam. So what's included in our PMP Fast Track? You get this, the 35 contact hours, you get the session recording for 1 year, you get to access to 5 sets of your mock exams. We are going to get the course based on the PMI's exam content outline. You get a support on your application and ongoing support to our exclusive forums. Like we said, we have PM lecture series, we have other webinars, and anything else that you would need, you can let us know, and we will try to provide that support. This is a sample of the certificate that you would get, that you would submit, and then this is what you're going to get after from PMI with your name on it, saying that you have received your PMP certification, you've passed the exam. So we have seen PMI recently sent out a report saying that those people who have been getting jobs, they do a salary survey every year. This year they've released that people with the PMP certification have a 33% higher earning potential than those who don't. So look at that ROI that you get up, people have received up to 33%. This is not guaranteed that everyone's going to get 33%, but definitely you have opportunities for more complex projects, more projects that are visible. They provide you more visibility. The kind of projects that you really want to work on, global kind of projects, and they all will come with the higher salary than you have right now. Also, it's going to give you the competitive edge. With the 3 letters just after your name, people are going to understand the kind of person you are. Your perseverance, you understand the global ways of working, you understand the best practices, and you can deliver results. And who's hiring? Practically all of the industry sectors are hiring. Okay, so if you are ready to fast track your PMP certification, let's really talk about this. If you're serious about accelerating your career, and if you're tired of trying to figure it out all out alone, and if you want expert guidance, accountability, and a clear roadmap, then our PMP Fast Track is right for you. So if you're ready for that, we would love to invite you to our next upcoming virtual PMP Fast Track. We have our June weekend session, we have our August weekend session, and we have a September weekend session. We do have July. We're trying to do a different kind of timing that we're going to test, so we'll have that out soon too. But these are weekend sessions. The reason we have weekend sessions is because over 2 weekends, you get this done. You don't need to take additional time off from work. It does not interfere with work. Okay, now I've shared a lot of information with you. Now it's time for you to share. What is holding you back from getting the PMP certification? Many of you have said that you are studying on your own, but you have not signed up for a training program yet. What is holding you back from enrolling? Is it lack of time? Is it fear of failure? Is it cost concerns? Are you overwhelmed by the content? Or are you unclear about your ROI? Okay, I'm getting the results in. Okay. I'm still getting some results in. So it looks like it's almost same all across from those who have completed it. Let me share the results. It seems quite even around lack of time, cost concerns, and overwhelmed by the content. Some of you are unclear of your ROI, but I'm so happy to see that fear of failure is not one of the concerns. So that is great. Okay, so I totally understand where you are. So let me share some of the bonuses that we give when you join our program. You get, personalized PMP application guidance. So sometimes this can take up to an hour and a half to 2 hours working with you. So it's more than a $297 value. One-on-one coaching session on any areas that you need. You get the mock exam bundle and the personalized support and community, which we find, which people have said has been priceless for them. So let me give you the special we are running for Memorial Day weekend. Its regular price is $14.97, but for Memorial Day special, it is $7.97. So this is really a $700 savings for you. We are ready to invest in your future by giving you this kind of a special price. Now it is up to you. Now, I'm not going to put a link in to sign up for to make the payment yet, because we want to make sure that we are the right fit. So we would love to schedule a call with us and talk about what your strategy is. What is it that you want to do? Make sure that this is the right certification for you and that we are the right fit for you. And then we will go ahead with the payment plan or the payment process. So when Jerry came to my class, he was unemployed. And during his job search, all he kept seeing for the jobs that he wanted was it required the PMP certification. So I believe it was 2 to 3 weeks after he took the exam, after two to 3 weeks, he got a new job after he received a certification. So his objective was totally met. Let's hear what his experience was. Looks like you followed every single one of my advice to the T.
You know, I kind of hesitated a little bit, but then I started like doing my research on YouTube and whatever, and every single thing that they were talking about was exactly what you said. You know, dedicate enough time, make sure that you're studying at least an hour a day, make flashcards, practice exams. So I did all of that, incorporated it. Lo and behold, every single thing that they were talking about was exactly what you said. So I did all of that, incorporated it. Lo and behold, I passed. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Follow my directions. So I love when people challenge me because they come back and say, you know what, Seema, you are absolutely right. And I love hearing that. Even my kids are getting, it's like, Mom, you said this and you were 100% correct. So let's lock in at this great savings, set up a time with us. This is going to help you transform your career and you're going to join the next wave of the PMP leaders. So I'm going to ask my team to put in the link in the chat for you so you can schedule your call with us, right? This is a no commitment call. We just want to make sure this, Upendra said that he's been talking to many of you, and some people he's noticed that they qualify for the higher certification. So you don't need to go directly at the PMP level. So let's talk about it, make sure that we're getting the right certification, and where it's really going to serve you in your career and in your life. So PMI says that the future of project management is not just about managing projects, but about leading change. So once you get your certification, you are going to be referred to as the change maker. How beautiful is that? Change maker. That's what project managers are. So here's another poll for you. If cost was not an issue, how soon would you get your PMP certification? If cost was not an issue, would you do it immediately? Would you do it within the next 30 days? Or would you wait 3 to 6 months? Okay. Yep. Looks good. I'm going to share. I'm going to end the poll and share. That's a good amount of people. So you would do it immediately. Majority of you are saying that, and then within the next 30 days. Wonderful. 40% of you saying that. And yes, why not be in momentum and take action? So now, my friends, you have a decision to make, right? And it's 11:11, which is a perfect spiritual number to make a decision. So you have a decision to make. Either it's a yes, I'm a go, or it's a no or not yet. Make one decision that's going to help you move forward. Being indecisive is going to keep you stuck. Okay, great. See you soon, Natasha. It's going to keep you stuck, right? So let me see if I can read your mind. You might be thinking, well, you just shared that, you don't have enough time. You need to prioritize things. If you find that this is something that can really help you, the certification can really help you, then you create your schedule for the next 3 months. It's only about 3 months where it's a little bit different, where you can really focus on this. You can share with your family what are the benefits that they're going to get because you are going to be focusing on this. So a 3-month sprint can really change the trajectory of your life. If you're not ready, we can talk about that. And I noticed myself, I was the queen of procrastination, but I realized that you can't get ready to get ready. You just need to jump in and do it. That's how we learned swimming, right? We had to just jump in the water and then we started swimming, but we had to take that action of jumping in. Some of you might be feeling it's too expensive, and I get it. It is an investment because not only is it the 35 contract hours you're paying, you're also paying for the certification to PMI. And that is why we keep running the specials as best as we can and help make an investment from our side in your success because of that as well. But it is an investment. Don't think of it as a cost. When I started thinking of things as an investment in my future and in my family, and I see, there's so many reports, so many people are saying that sometimes people have doubled their income, sometimes it's 15%, sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 33%. So you need to see, even if you got the worst case scenario and had an increase of 10%, is that still better? You're getting a role into leadership that you want to have, and you are getting into the kind of work that you want to be doing. So I believe in 3 C's of life: choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change, right? You're going to stay same as you are right now. So when we've trained over 100,000 people, we've noticed that people feel stuck. If you're still feeling stuck, it's because of these 3 things. One is that they feel unaligned with your life's purpose, right? So maybe you're chasing external validation instead of your inner fulfillment. You might find yourself pursuing maybe certifications or roles or projects because they look good on paper, but they don't really, and they satisfy other people's expectations, but they're not resonating with you. So could that be a possibility? True leadership and influence come from being aligned with your purpose. Without this, your efforts may feel forced or superficial. Then this can really limit your ability to inspire teams, to make strategic decisions, or create meaningful change. Have you had bosses that you felt that weren't aligned to what they were doing and how they were treating you? Okay, so next is fear of identity shift and losing control. This was a huge one for me, right? Pursuing the certification means stepping into a new professional identity where people are going to have higher expectations from me. But deep down, I felt like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Am I going to be able to fulfill to that level or not? What if I make a fool out of myself? What if I'm really not capable and I'm just fooling myself? These are normal things to feel. We all go through this. It's the fear of change and uncertainty that keeps, holding you back. So it's normal. We all go through this. Or maybe you're having that inner conflict where you want to advance and prove yourself, but part of you questions, do I deserve the success or recognition? So if you need permission, I found that I needed permission from others. If that's you, my friend, I'm telling you, you have the permission. Go for it. You can do it. You will start living into your potential. And the third one we find is that what is it costing you not to take action, right? Of course, you're going to not get the full earning potential, right? You have some missed career opportunities. You don't have that that higher level of credibility and influence that you could have, and slower growth within within your career and in life. Upain, would you like to add anything to this?
Because we had been getting a lot of questions also, so wanted to emphasize there are times when we make wrong choices and we get stuck, whether it's the industry, because somebody said, hey, I'm ready for PMP generic understanding about project management, but I don't fit in a particular industry. So we do help from a counseling perspective, whether today, if you'd seen a pattern that you had been struggling, you are not meant for it. So whether choosing the industry, choosing the place, at least those are your choices, because choices are with you. Nobody forces on you, right? So we would be able to definitely help. So Ikigai definitely is a tool, Japanese tool to answer that, where you are aligned to the purpose of being on the planet, right? And of course, nobody wants to lose control. You want to be in charge. Imagine you're riding a car and your passenger is having the steering, literally steering in their hands. You can't go to a place where you really want to go. Well, I know that time is up for us. I want to make sure that we convey this message that I heard one thing: resources in the world are limited, but resourcefulness does not have to be. We always be creative. People who are constrained, challenged with the situation, whether job transfer, changing countries, trying to change the profession. And these are the transient time you can really get ahead if you had been stuck. But that's the reason why this calendar has been shared with you. I already started receiving few appointment. Have this 15-minute call just for the discovery call, a clarity call. I invite you for these 15-minute slots. Suppose if we need to take more time, let's decide whether we are on the right path. Because on the right path, you need to only run. You can't stop on the right path, because on the right path, if you slow down or you stop, people will run you over. If you want to just stand wherever you are, be on the wrong path, nobody will disturb you because you are going to be by yourself. We don't want you to be on the wrong path. We are here, but we have to run. And for that, you need guidance, you need hand holding, you need coaching, you need support, you need to be resourceful. That's why we are here, for you, to support you on every step of the way. With that, I think we should just share our, you know,
The other thing I wanted to say, for those of you who are already enrolled in other training programs and you're looking for maybe more exam questions, we do have our PMP exam accelerator. Team, please put that link there where you can get additional exams. This is very close to the PMI based questions. And I believe it's over 1,100 plus questions there. So you can have plenty of practice exams. So this is a reminder again, schedule your certification clarity call, right? This is a free offering that Upinder and I are, generally our team takes this, but we are taking this right now because we want to make sure, because we have been listening to you and we're hearing so many people not being aligned to where they really should be based on the career that they want to have. So please don't lose out on this opportunity, because we don't do this all the time, but we're doing this now because of the need of the economy and because of what we've been hearing from people. Okay, so now let's answer questions.
so there was a question, I think that there was that I think it was, let me just see. Uh, sort of asked that how can you offer 35 contract hours in 4 days? Yes, we can. By the way, reading a book, taking a Udemy course could fetch you those 35 contract hours, but Udemy course cannot. It's like that you have an understanding, but they cannot relate with the situations because everybody's work experience and past experience, the work which they are doing, the preconceived, pre-loaded content cannot answer. That's the reason we do these live sessions where you have a real life challenge which is happening. We relate with it. And so to answer a question, we give so much content and work with you not only to complete 35 contact hours, but hit every milestone on the path of your career.
Open, I think what he's asking, so Saurav, is going to be 8 hours a day for 4 days.
Yeah, so then do with the see, suppose if I give the assignment for every 2 hours, you have to study with us every day. So that study itself, it could be self-study. So it could be instructor-led, or it could be content which is being shared. So we give much more value than all the 32 hours, by the way. So that qualifies for your 35 contact hours. We have done it for last 25 years, by the way. So don't worry about your 35 contact hours question. Worry about that. Are you committed to make it happen? That's more important. We'll show you the path. Anything else? I think there was a question. Radhika said, I don't have required work experience in project management. That's what you think, Radhika. What we need to look at is your resume. I need to see your resume. Once I go through your resume, then I will see that, because many times every eye which looks at your content sees things very differently. I start seeing projects and projects and projects in your experience. It's just the way I look at things, right? So everybody has a different way to look at it. Your lens is different than my lens. And that's where we do some adjustment, making sure that, imagine that you are sending a resume for a recruiter specialist, then you are for compensation specialist, but you are the same person. How did your resume change from a recruiter specialist to compensation specialist, right? So from the same perspective, when I look at your resume, I would be able to give you the insight and perspective how you need to make few adjustments and still be relevant and qualified.
And you don't necessarily need to have a project manager title to have the project management experience, right? It's how projects are defined. So that is what we look at.
Yeah, Seema, before I know that questions are coming, and we need to be here. We will continue to be here another 15 minutes so that any questions you have, those people, I know that people have allocated a specific time for this session, but we will stick around to answer all these questions. Rishabh, your question is the skill of a PM are transferable. Absolutely correct. But the companies only prefer the domain expertise, SMEs. And that's where what you meant to be. Are you meant to be helping people in healthcare industry or in fintech space or in startup space or in manufacturing? Maybe you got a job, you got kept getting promotion over a period of time, but then after some time you felt you are stuck. And that's when it questions your first choice to begin with, because whatever came on your way, you picked it up that day, but later on you really didn't like. So but how do you do the shifting today? Like suppose you want to move to defense sector, for example. Project management certification PMP can help you, your resume being screened at the top, but what you come across in the interview would not be just the domain expertise, but your interest, your willingness to learn, adapt, adopt, lead, and execute down the road. I mean, they want to see how eager you are to adapt, how eager you are able to learn, even if you have to start from a lower level. Because of your interest, your engagement, your experimentation within the company, you will move faster in the ladder actually. So those are the things which will be able to help you out with.
Okay, so here's another question. Jeff, you are asking certain things about the process groups and understanding the questions asked, okay? So we don't have a lot of time here right now to go deeper into that. That's why we gave certain tips. The biggest tip I had given was to make sure you don't wear your experience hat. You have to wear two different hats. One is the PMI hat and the experience hat. Make sure you're wearing the PMI hat when you are answering the question. PMI has given all of us this global practices in the perfect world. So if you're answering from your experience, that's not going to work. Second thing around process groups, when you're reading the questions, it's helpful to understand what process groups is this question being asked from, right? That will give you an idea of what to, how to answer that particular question. Usually towards the end of the question, they'll give you a whole scenario that is not relevant. And at the end, read the last couple of sentences to see what exactly are they asking me, right? You're going to have the best answer, a better answer, a good answer, and a bad answer. So it's going to be a very fine line that you need to identify. Go with your first instinct. Don't make a change on the questions unless you absolutely are 120% sure that it's going to be correct. Go with your instinct. The other thing, the other tip, yeah, for everything else, I would need to go much, much deeper into it, which we just don't have the time. But feel free to ask any other questions in the email. This is our contact information here. Connect with us there, and I'll try to help you out as more than I can here during this time. Can you share team, can you share the link for the accelerator, please?
That's been shared.
What would say is the best study prep period between completion of the program and actual test on it? What would you say is the best study prep period between completion of the program and actual test? Are you asking how
Yeah.
long to study?
Yeah, so that's for the question. So we generally advise a time period for 6 to 8 weeks. So suppose the workshop which we are conducting, that's on weekends. So 2 weekends are used for Saturday, Sunday, 22nd, 23rd of June, and then 27 and 28. So basically, once you have gotten through that program, we say that in the meantime, when PMI is approving your application, all that, you get a date, and because it has to be done in the flow. And the flow is established when you maintain continuity, because continuity accumulates, and what gets measured gets done. So we will create a clear road map for you for 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is something which is very ideal. Otherwise, people generally who come to us, from 6 to 11 week is the optimum time, total time. But if you really want to get into this thing, making it happen within this batch, this cohort, which I'm addressing right now. So will this call people who sign up? I would like to see end of July timeline for them to have PMP certification in their hand. So what does it mean? It's an 8 week timeline, 8 to 9 weeks, you have the certification in your hand, PMP certification in your hand. So if you are committed for that timeline. We will ensure we do everything possible. We will not leave any stone unturned. We have done it for 100,000 people, and 25,000 people are certified PMPs through these programs, which we have done over the last 25 years.
Nelson is asking, whom do we actually get as a teacher or coach on your programs? Do we get to choose? I guess you get to choose. It's going to be, we should have other trainers do this, but we love teaching so much that it's going to be one of us. So let us know who you would like to be with, and we can put you in that workshop.
So yeah, so I think your question is relevant. We only hand pick and train, groom those people who really want to be our faculties. We have done it for so long that we understand it takes, like, nurturing. It's like this. Somebody asked this gardener, how do you grow plants so beautifully? What do you feed them? Our philosophy is we don't feed them anything. We just remove obstacle which is stopping them to grow. And that's our philosophy. So
Yeah.
with us, there's only one thing will happen. You will grow. We'll remove the obstacles, because sometimes you don't know, you don't see it as an obstacle, but it's like in a cricket, there's a third umpire which sees that, what's happening in the background. So yeah, this is how we go about making things happen.
Jeff, this might be also helpful for you, and for everyone else as well. When you're approaching the exam is based on what a project manager is going to do, right? This is based on your influence, your ability of leading the team and understanding what the objective of the project is. All of your questions should be answered from the project manager's authority level. So if there is an option, but it all, depends on the context. And the options are to escalate 95% of the time, it's not going to be the correct answer because it's from the project manager's authority level. Okay. Any other questions? Terrell, it really depends on how many years of experience you have, right? So you may not need to do the associate before the PMP. Right? So don't, if you have the 3 years and you have the bachelor's or you have the diploma, so why schedule a call and we can guide you through that, looking at your resume and what you have. But no, don't choose the associate just because before talking with us. So I would like for everyone to let us know in the chat, what is that one action you are going to take from the time that we have spent together? Because nothing is going to move for you unless you take the action. You have masters in project management, okay? How many years of experience do you have? The rest of you, please let me know what one action are you going to take after spending this time together? And then what has been one key takeaway for you? Did you learn anything new today? Snail, enroll in a session. Okay, Snail. We would love to have you in our session. Action is schedule a call. Wonderful, Tracy. Okay. Terrell, are you guys looking over the resumes today? Well, it depends if you get a slot. We do have some slots available today. So it just depends.
Yeah, I would say that, Terrell, why don't you send your resume? We would definitely, and then at the same time, send a resume and schedule a call also. We'll make sure that we accommodate you.
Wonderful. Schedule that. action, become a member at PMI. Wonderful takeaway. There is assistance during the entire process. Yes, Kelsey. Wonderful. You're currently enrolled in the PMI training class with Joseph. Will this class benefit me? It certainly will, but if you're already enrolled, that we're going to be covering the same thing, but the same content, but maybe from a different perspective because our experience is different. But before you enroll in our session, maybe have a conversation. We do we can provide you additional support that might be more customized rather than you sitting through the 35 hours again. But certainly where you need additional support and clarity, we could certainly create a customized package for you to meet your needs.
Wonderful. Somebody, right. Yeah, thanks for Snell. Yeah, it doesn't have to be years, because world is changing so fast. You want to get it done. You want to get it out of the way because it makes you capable for tackling the challenges further in life, whether it's personal, professional, whatever it is. Project management works all the way, no matter which sphere you're looking at.
So for all of you here, 2025 is the year for you. Let's make it happen. Why wait any longer? Let's take a decision. We would love for you to join our program and be with us. But we want you to take action and join where you feel the most comfortable, right? We are veterans in the industry for over 30 years. You've seen what we have done. But our main thing is to help you get into action. If we hadn't done that, we would not be where we are today. My story, I never thought of being certified and doing doing the training. I used to be so scared, so shy. I couldn't even talk to customer service at a grocery store. But I somehow got pushed into it. And my main reason for taking the exam was because many people told me, Seema, this is ridiculous. This is not something you can do. And I'm a rebel. So you tell me I can't do something, I will do it. And so I did it just to show people that this is what I can do. So I passed on the first attempt. But sometimes we're led, all these incidents in our life happens to lead you to where you're supposed to be. I love training. I now actively look for speaking opportunities because this is what my life calling was, and I didn't understand it at that time. And this has been, if it hadn't been this route, I probably would not be doing what I've been meant to do. And not living up to your potential, not being aligned to your life's purpose is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. And luckily, universe finds a way, but you have to take action. You have to listen, finds a way to pushing you in the direction that you're supposed to go in. Okay,
Cool.
looks like a few slots left. So if you want, make sure. Will this session be? Yes, we will send you a recording. It's just a limited time recording. So we will send that out to you probably the next 24 hours.
I think so. We should.
Any other questions we can answer for you? Make sure to connect with us on LinkedIn.
All right, guys, I got to go. I have another call to attend to. Thank you very much for participation and look forward for you blocking the calendar. We could have a conversation and discover where we stand, where we're heading, and how fast can we achieve what we need to achieve.
Yes. Well, happy Friday, everyone. Have a great weekend. And let's get into action. Much success to you. We wish you all the best. This is the year for you. You're welcome, Richard. Thank you so much for joining us. 2025 is a year you all are going to get certified. I have claimed that for you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.